Microsoft and Xbox gamers enjoyed a pretty good couple of weeks, it has to be said, with plenty to look forward to, and there's no denying a much brighter and exciting future lies ahead for Team Xbox and its players. And honestly, I cannot wait for some of these games and features to land. But now, seemingly out of nowhere, it's Sony PlayStation's turn to make some noise with a few recent announcements of its own. Some of them completely left field. Don't go anywhere, will you? Welcome back, new and existing subscribers. It is Friday, March 19. Now, before we get into the juicy PlayStation 5 news, I just want to let you know that I'm currently in a state of mourning, hence limited activity this week. Unfortunately, I learned that a friend had passed due to COVID. Saturday gone. I am deeply saddened, and my condolences go out to the family and close friends of our dear friend. Gone too soon, but she will never be forgotten. I'll certainly do my best to sound upbeat and cheery for this video. Thanks for listening. Okay, so let's get this show on the road, shall we? Starting with PlayStation Studios and a brand new studio headed up by Assassin's Creed 1 and 2 producer, as well as many other titles, but we're not going to reel off Jade Raymond's resume here. Let's just say there's a lot of proven track record and pedigree here. In fact, Raymond had a tenure at Sony many years ago. It's nice to see it's all coming full circle. Now, Jade Raymond has been around a bit though, no pun intended, with stints at EA Motive and more recently Google Stadia. Haven Studios will be working on a PS5 exclusive title, with more information coming in due course. Now, I say this anecdotally, but to my recollection, Jade Raymond has never produced a turkey of a game. So whatever the studio's working on over at Haven Studios, newly formed, it's bound to be worth keeping an eye on. Though, given Raymond's previous works, what would you like to see the new Haven Studio work on? Sound off in the comments. And in other news, aside from PlayStation 5 estimated to have topped 6 million units sold globally, and a new Life is Strange game in the works, as well as Black Panther War for Wakanda, Marvel's Avenger DLC no less, and Tomb Raider's 25th anniversary celebration package, we finally got an official title for Square Enix published PS5 exclusive Project Athia, or should I say formerly known as Project Athia, since its final name is now Forspoken. As I say, it's a PS5 exclusive, launching on PC, so console exclusive, for at least 2 years before it releases on other console/platforms, and wow, it looks spectacular. I was totally blown away by the detail, particularly the main protagonist, played by gorgeous British actor Bella Belinsky. From what I can gather from the trailer, it would appear that the character is from a modern day world setting and has somehow entered another world, presumably a dimensional world, where it is fraught with all types of mystical, magical and outright scary, peculiar beasts. Not much more is known about this very promising looking title, though this was basically a teaser trailer and probably an opportunity to announce the actual title of the game. New details were revealed though for the RPG from Square Enix and Luminous Productions, formerly codenamed Project Athia, by the official PlayStation blog. Here's a quote. Forsaken is an action RPG where you'll take on the role of Frey Holland, a ordinary young woman who must harness her magical abilities to survive in a fantastical and dangerous land called Athia. As Frey, you will embark on a thrilling, otherworldly adventure and face treacherous trials to unravel a mystery behind the unknown land of Athia and awaken something much more from within. Frey is able to traverse the world with incredible speed and fluidity, and Sony can't wait for players to experience firsthand just how satisfying it feels to move through Athia, scaling cliffs and leaping across ravines in the future. On behalf of Square Enix and the entire Luminous Productions team, Sony hope you enjoyed the sneak peek, and the creators are working hard around the world on development of Forspoken, and they cannot wait for you to experience Frey's story in 2022. Interesting. Yet another AAA blockbuster game for PlayStation gamers to look forward to. Forsaken has a tentative release, as I say, window of 2022, exclusively on PS5 and PC. So are you hyped by what you've seen so far? Share your thoughts in the comments. Okay, so moving on to the most surprising news of the week, at least for me. The Evo Championship Series has been jointly acquired by Sony Interactive Entertainment and esports venture RTS. This is big news for anyone involved in Evo. Admittedly, I haven't paid much attention to the competitive gaming scene, but I'm not so naive that even I understand the significance of this acquisition. Evo started back in 1996 and has grown into a multi-million-dollar event, and as you can tell from the footage, Evo means a lot to so many people and on so many levels. The event has created millionaires out of players who hone their fighting skills to compete on a professional level. Evo is just as much a sport as athletics, boxing, football or soccer, depending on your region of the world. Here's what a Sony spokesperson said regarding the deal. We are thrilled to announce the next chapter in the story of PlayStation and Evo, the world's largest and longest running fighting game tournament. Sony Interactive Entertainment has teamed up with RTS to acquire Evo through a joint venture partnership. With expertise spanning esports, event management, brand and development consulting and gaming talent management, RTS is a new venture led by CEO Stuart Saw and backed by investors including global entertainment, sports and content company Endeavor. Evo co-founders Tom and Tony Cannon will remain closely involved in an advisory role to ensure Evo continues to service the fighting game community and support its vibrant growth. This partnership marks a new collaboration bringing together resources and expertise that will allow us to elevate the global reach, scale, and fan engagement surrounding this iconic gaming tournament. But fear not, Sony are not restricting Evo to just PlayStation. Nintendo, Xbox, PC and other platforms are welcome to participate, so Smash fans need not panic. Sony confirmed Evo is returning this year as Evo Online, a fully online competition taking place between August 6th and 8th and 13th to the 15th. Entry will be free and players in North America, Europe, Asia and Latin America will be able to compete in Bandai Namco Entertainment's Tekken 7, Capcom Street Fighter V Champion Edition, Warner Bros. Games, Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate and Arc Systems Guilty Gear Strive in an open format. The online qualifiers will be live streamed for fans and more details will be shared in the coming weeks on evo.gg. Fighting games are awesome when you know exactly what you're doing. Sadly, when it comes to one-on-one fighters or competitive fighting, I'm a bit of a button basher, so I'm destined for Evo failure, so I will not be taking part. Sony has certainly been busy of late though. In the midst of all the excellent Xbox coverage, it was pretty silent on Sony's end, so I tweeted SIE, that's Sony Interactive Entertainment, was sleeping last week. Glad I was wrong about that. Now let's talk about PlayStation VR 2, Next Gen VR for PlayStation 5. So following the recent reveal of Sony's next generation virtual reality system for PS5, it has unveiled more details about the new controller that will play a critical role in providing gamers with the VR experience it's working to deliver. Sony's new VR controller speaks to its mission in achieving a much deeper sense of presence and stronger feeling of immersion in VR experiences. It will build upon the innovation it introduced with the DualSense wireless controller, which changed how games feel on PS5 by unlocking a new way to tap into the sense of touch. Now Sony's bringing that innovation to VR gaming. Now the first thing you'll notice with PlayStation VR 2's next-gen controller is the unique design, which takes on a rather orb-looking shape that allows you to hold the controller naturally while playing with a high degree of freedom. There are no constraints with how you're moving your hands, providing developers with the ability to create unique gameplay experiences. Sony says it's also designed the new controller with great ergonomics in mind, so it will provide a well-balanced and comfortable way to hold in each of your hands. And Sony's applied learnings from testing users with a range of hand sizes, as well as decades of insights from controllers across all PlayStation platforms. The result is an iconic design that will change how VR games are played. Now, in terms of features, The new VR controller enables players to feel and interact with games in a much more visceral way. There are several features, including key features from the DualSense controller, which match Sony's vision for what next generation VRs can be. So obviously adaptive triggers. Each VR controller left and right includes adaptive trigger buttons that allow palpable tension when pressed, similar to what's in DualSense. And if you played a PS5 game, you'll be familiar with the tension in the L2 and R2 buttons every time you press them, such as when you're drawing your bow to fire an arrow, or that kind of mechanic that is applied to VR. The experience is amplified to the next level. Haptic feedback. The new controller will have haptic feedback optimized for its form factor, making every sensation in the gaming world more impactful, textured and nuanced. So when you're traversing through a rocky desert or trading blows in melee combat, you'll find a difference, magnifying the extraordinary visual and audio experience that's so central to VR. There's also finger touch detection, a new feature. The controller can detect your fingers without any pressing in the areas where you placed your thumb, index or middle fingers. This enables you to make more natural gestures with your hands during gameplay, and something that we covered when we found that patent back in the day. Do you remember with the whole gesture hand thing? So yeah, it all comes to fruition. There's also tracking. The VR controller is tracked by the new VR headset through a tracking ring across the bottom of the controller. And finally, action buttons / analog sticks. The left controller contains one analog stick, the triangle and square buttons, a grip button L1, trigger button L2, and create button. The right controller contains one analog stick, the cross and circle buttons, a grip button R1, trigger button R2, and options button. The grip button can be used to pick up in-game objects, as one example. So Sony Interactive Entertainment's product engineering and design teams have collaborated to build its new VR controller from the ground up, with a goal of making a huge leap from current gen VR gaming experiences. And it's thrilled with the controller it's developed. I mean, it wouldn't say it wasn't. So yeah, this is all, it's marketing speak. So yeah, where was I? With the controller it developed, but no matter now or how a game creator will take advantage of features to design the next generation of VR experiences, with prototypes of its new VR controller in the hands of the development community soon. Sony say it can't wait to see what ideas they come up with and how the controller helps bringing their imagination to life. And lastly, Sony say there's still much more to share, and next gen on PS5 in terms of VR will grow. Now, on behalf of all of SIE, it wants to thank you for taking the journey, the VR journey, with them. So there it is, our first look at the PlayStation VR 2 controller. I slightly butchered that there at the end. I'm just, things on my mind. But honestly, I skipped on VR, particularly on PS4, because I found it too limiting, and I am seriously though considering getting into VR gaming now Sony has a powerful enough system in PlayStation 5 to really do VR justice. So yeah, I'm interested in this. And that's all the wonderful, exciting roundup of news direct from the world of PlayStation we have today. Certainly plenty to be excited for across all platforms this generation. So let's not point score and take to social media, spouting platform politics. It really takes the fun out of gaming. Instead, let's simply appreciate the fact that there hasn't been a better, more promising time in gaming for years. Though what say you? Go ahead, sound off, share your thoughts and opinions on today's video, because that unfortunately brings us to the end of the news, and let's continue the discussion cordially in the video comments. For all your current gaming news, rumour and plausible speculation, yes, hit the like button, of course subscribe, hit the notification bell and help us reach more like-minded gamers. So sure, please feel free to share the video. Consider supporting Foxy Games UK via Patreon. You'll find a link in the video's description. Thank you for that extra support. But that concludes our time together on this Friday. Thanks for hanging out with me. Until next time, play games, not corporations. See you on Monday.